controlled by gravity. Celestial bodies will follow one. Spaceships with their engines off, orbit in 1-2. Kepler's laws explain them, and there's only 3 to know. Orbits aren't circles, the planets move in ellipses, you see. Suddenly I see periapsis is close to gravity. Suddenly I see apoapsis is farthest from gravity. Suddenly I see for Earth's closest perigee. Suddenly I see the farthest from the Earth is apogee. Talks about the orbit shape. If it's bound, it's elliptical. There's 2 foci with the occupied source of gravity. The major axis is the largest diameter of it. Unbound orbits are called hyperbolic in shape. Suddenly I see round means low eccentricity. Our planets make orbits like these, stretched as high eccentricity. Asteroids and comets are like these, and the second law is that you travel fastest at the periapsis and slowest at the apoapsis. The third law talks about the period, the time to make an orbit. The bigger the major axis, the longer the period. The bigger the major axis, the greater total energy. Periapsis has the greatest energy of motion. Apoapsis has the greatest energy of position. Total energy is the same at any point in orbit. Total energy is the sum and position. The sum is constant. Suddenly I see, because of conservation of energy. Bound orbits have negative total energy. Suddenly I see, unbound have positive total energy. These are Kepler's laws of 3. They explain the solar system, can't you see?
Milky Way. Milky Way is the spiral galaxy we call home. It was formed approximately 14 billion years ago and is approximately 100,000 light years in diameter. Inside our galaxy are stars of clouds and gas clouds called nebulae. Planets and asteroids, all these objects revolve around the galaxy's center. These are the planets, and we're going to start from the last planet, Neptune. Neptune is the blue planet named after the god of sea, Poseidon. It is the 8th planet from the Sun and 4th largest planet in the solar system. This is Uranus. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun and is the 3rd largest in the solar system. It was discovered by William Herschel in 1781. Saturn. Saturn is the ringed planet. It is the 6th planet from the Sun and is the 2nd largest in the solar system. He is known as Cronus, the father of Zeus. Like Jupiter, Saturn is a gas planet made up of 75% hydrogen and 25% helium. Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, named after the Greek god Zeus. It is 318 times bigger than the Earth Its atmosphere is mostly made of 90% hydrogen and 10% helium gases. Mars. Mars, the red planet, is named after the god of war, Ares. It is the fourth planet from the Sun and seventh largest in the solar system. Its atmosphere is composed of over 95% carbon dioxide, 3% nitrogen, and 2% argon. And this is our planet, Earth. Earth, our very own, is the third planet from the Sun and fifth largest planet in the solar system. It is the only planet with 70% of the surface covered by water. The remaining 30% is covered by mountains, volcanoes, deserts, plains, and valleys. Earth has an atmosphere made up of different gases, but mainly it is nitrogen and oxygen. Venus. Venus is referred as the morning and evening star because it is the brightest planet that can be viewed from Earth. It is the second planet from the Sun and the sixth largest in the solar system, also known as Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty. Mercury. Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system, is about the same size of the Earth's moon. It is so close to the Sun that it has no substantial atmosphere. And this is our Sun. The Sun is the closest star to the Earth with a distance of 93 million miles away and the center of the solar system. This is Johannes Kepler. Johannes Kepler became Tycho Brahe's assistant in 1600. In 1609, he published Brahe's calculation of the orbit of Mars. He devised the laws of planetary motion linking a planet's orbit and speed to the Sun. He invented an improved version of the refracting telescope, the Keplerian telescope. The astronomer wrote the first astronomy textbook, Epitome Astronomiae Copernicanae. The English is Epitome of Copernican Astronomy. Kepler completed and published Brahe's star catalogue, Rudolphine Tables, in 1627. Brahe's data and Kepler. Kepler and Brahe did not get along. Brahe apparently mistrusted Kepler, fearing that his bright young assistant might eclipse him as the premier astronomer of his day. He therefore let Kepler see only part of his voluminous data. He set Kepler the task of understanding the orbit of the planet Mars, which was particularly troublesome. It is believed that part of the motivation of forgiving the Mars problem to Kepler was that it was difficult. Brahe hoped it would occupy Kepler while Brahe worked on his theory of the solar system. In a supreme irony, it was precisely the Martian data that allowed Kepler to formulate the correct laws of planetary motion, thus eventually achieving a place in the development of astronomy from surpassing that of Brahe. The laws of planetary motion. Kepler obtained Brahe's data from his death, despite the attempts of Brahe's family to keep the data from him in the hope of monetary gain. There is some evidence that Kepler obtained the data by less than legal means. It is fortunate for the development of modern astronomy that he was successful. Utilizing the voluminous and precise data of Brahe, Kepler was eventually able to build on the realization of orbits of the planets where ellipses to formulate his three laws of planetary motion. These are the laws. The orbit of every planet is an ellipse with the Sun at one of the two foci. Second, a line joining a planet and the Sun sweeps out equal areas during equal intervals of time. The square of the orbital period of the planet is directly proportional to the cube. Kepler's third law implies that the period of a planet to orbit the Sun increases rapidly with the radius of its orbit. Thus, we find that Mercury, the innermost planet, takes only 88 days to orbit the Sun, but the outermost planet, Pluto, requires 248 years to do the same. We know that Pluto is not a planet anymore. It is now known as a dwarf planet, and dwarf planets are Haumea, Makemake, and Pluto. And also there is the new dwarf planet which we call Ceres.
Techno. Emergency. Maximum velocity. Attention. One, two, three, techno.